Good food. I don't know what to do about that because I've already bumped up the whatchamacallit. I guess. Well, that's even weirder. I uh I increase the light and it gets worse. Oh. All right. I have a new plan. I'm a genius, but I need to fix one more thing. I'm gonna be marking here. Gonna be the end of this particular art. We'll continue in just a moment. Yeah, I don't stream normally at this time of day, so there's more light in my room, and I think it's causing this particular side of the blue because there's more light over here. It's going to be this particular light is making this blue, I guess, more brighter than my color key, which is causing problems. Which is a very interesting problem. All right, let's rock with that for right now. Let's mark. Let's proceed. Very, very interesting. Act 1, 3 of 15. You think there's more character routes that we have to go through besides Reen and Lloyd? All right, Reen, what you got? The fuck of fool is that?
Is that all?
Yeah. No. I can fight! Current! I'm ready!
Pathetic.
Current!
This doesn't make any sense.
At this rate...
Come on, we'll hide under the bridge. We need to get to Instructor Reen ASAP if we're going to figure out some way to help out Ash and Muse.
I agree. We need to get out of this icy water before it saps any more of our strength. That should be our top priority.
I hope you don't think I can't see you down there.
Is anywhere safe from her?
No one escapes the Icy Maiden when she's this serious, I fear.
believe this is happening.
For hours before at 10 a.m. I wish they would have just picked up right there. Can't believe Kurt is dead. That sucker is giga dead. Unbelievably dead. Schwarzer. What is Claire doing here?
Oh, what a gorgeous sight. So, this is where you grew up, Instructor?
What a wonderful place. It's so peaceful and calming.
I figured the snow would have all melted by this time of year.
Most of it has. This is just what's left over. You would have really seen some snow if we were here a month ago.
Oh, how lovely. It's nice to be honeymooning in a winter wonderland.
I owe this town much after all they did for me 2 years ago.
I think we owe you more than you owe us.
Oh yeah. You used Ymir as your base during the Civil War, right?
Yeah. She did a ton of work to improve our defenses and our communications network.
That does not sound like old Reen. Is this a new Reen voice actor?
I suppose it's been 2 years for me as well. The last visit I recall was when I was tasked with abducting Princess Alphen and Instructor Reen's little sister.
It's, also been a while for you, Reen, hasn't it? Why don't we start by letting your parents know that we're here?
That sounds good to me. I want to introduce all my students to them.
It's going to feel a little strange meeting our instructors' parents.
Yeah. I'm feeling kinda nervous all of a sudden.
I, for one, can hardly wait to say hello to my future in-laws.
I've got a whole lot of stories to tell them about their little baby boy.
Please don't embarrass me in front of my family.
Nah, that sounds like Reen. Musei's voice actress has not changed at all. Sounds exactly the same. Welcome to the home of Baron Schwarzer. We have been eagerly awaiting your arrival. Well, a real maid. You can tell she's been well trained. Bars? I didn't expect to find you helping out, Mabel. You've gotten way better at welcoming guests. The Phoenix Wings has trained me well, young Reen. You're seeming a lot more grown up yourself, just not as much as me. And suddenly all pretenses of professionalism slip away. Now please come this way. Baron and Lady Schwarzer await you in the study. Who's she? An old friend of mine who works at the Phoenix Wings. She's got a year on me and is determined never to let me forget it. Seem rather close, but looks to me like all friends, no benefits. I figured Schwarzer would have every chick in the town fawning over him. I wouldn't have put it past him either, to be honest. Is this really what you think of me? Clearly nobody would dare to get into Lisa's way. Here we go again. Starting to feel a little sorry for him. That makes two of us. Something wrong, young Reen. Alright, we're coming now. That's Mr. Schwarzer to you, sucker.
Mom, Dad, I'm home.
What do I call this? Like YouTube title wise? I can't say Reen's route. I'll just say like Route R and Route L.
It's good to see you again, my son.
It's been a long half year without you.
I'm sorry I haven't been able to visit as often as I'd like. Especially since it sounds like Elise has been too busy to come home as well. She's asked me to give you both her regards.
Well, I'm sure St. Estraya's student council is keeping her plenty busy.
I just hope she doesn't work herself sick.
I'm sure she's just fine. The younger students all seem to adore her. And she has Her Highness there if she's ever in need of a friend to talk to. I've also been keeping an eye out to make sure no insects start buzzing around her.
Are you now?
That overprotectiveness may create more trouble than it prevents.
Poor Elise. It's a pleasure to see you both again, Lord and Lady Schwarzer.
The same to you, Major Revelt. It's not hard to imagine that the RMP must be exceptionally busy at the moment. I hope your time here will help ease some of your weariness.
Thank you, Your Lordship.
Oh, and these must be your students.
That's right.
My name is Kurt Vander. I have learned much under Instructor Reen's exemplary tutelage.
You would be one of the rare practitioners of the Vander School's dual blade style. I've heard that despite how capable you are, you're not one to rest on your laurels. Humble, too. Unusual and admirable qualities in someone of your age.
I am honored you would speak of me that way, but I'm afraid you overestimate me.
Oh, I don't think so.
Now, Ash, on the other hand.
Name's Ash Carbide. If you've heard it, chances are it's because your son was complaining about what a pain in the ass I am.
On the contrary, I've heard there's much more to you than that prickly exterior of yours. Reen's told me that deep down, you're a very smart, considerate young man who your fellow students depend on.
The hell? You want to watch what bullcrap you're feeding your folks about me, Schwarzer?
Sorry, you're just stuck being a big old softy.
The denial is what makes him oh so lovable. I am Muse Egret. It's a pleasure. I owe much to both of your children.
Ah, I've heard much about you. It can't be easy to shoulder so much responsibility at such a young age.
Not at all. Instructor Reen's love and support give me the strength necessary to overcome any obstacle.
Oh my. Love, you say?
Can't you spare me your harassment in front of them?
I see that Elise wasn't exaggerating. You are quite the character. I'm glad that she and Reen have someone like you to come to when they need it.
Think nothing of it. That's what family does.
Doesn't miss a beat, does she?
She certainly does not.
My name is Una Crawford. It's a pleasure to meet you. I found myself in Instructor Reen's debt before even enrolling at the academy, and I've constantly been in it since. But I've been trying to learn as much as I can from him so that one day I can be a source of strength to others just like him.
Oh, you're the young lady from Crossbell. What a commendable spirit you have.
I agree. You seem every bit the earnest, cheerful young woman Reen told us you were.
What else did he say about me?
He told us you never give up even when all seems lost, and act like a shining beacon of light to those around you. It seems he really depends on you.
That's really flattering to hear. But also really embarrassing to hear in front of my classmates.
You're not the only one going red.
How are you not completely desensitized to the things you say by now?
I feel a little jealous, truth be told.
Anyway, I've had my turn now. Last up is you.
You're the sucker who kidnapped my daughter.
Altino Orion.
You okay, Allie?
I'm the one who abducted Elise and the princess during the Northern Jaegers' attack on Ymir 2 years ago.
Altina.
I know I have no right to even be here after the harm my actions caused you. But since I have this opportunity, I am so terribly sorry for what I did.
That must really have been eating away at her.
Please, raise your head. You were but a child following orders, and you did nothing to harm either of them. You need not feel any guilt for your actions.
Still,
There's something I would like to say to you as well. Thank you, Altina.
or what?
I hear you were always at Reen's side during the year he was fulfilling the government's demands after the Civil War. I'm truly grateful he had you to support him.
I was just following orders then, too.
Even so.
Besides, you're not here today because you were ordered to be, are you?
That's true. I'm part of Class 7 because I chose to be and want to be.
Aw.
Our class wouldn't be the same without you.
Then you have no reason not to feel completely welcome here. You're a lucky man to have so many wonderful students, Reen.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
Well, I think that's enough talking for now. What say you all to some lunch? You've had a long journey, you must all be starving. Now that you mention it, it's true, we did set off rather early. Thank you for your kindness. I can't wait to sample the culinary delights of our instructor's home. I'll have everything ready as soon as I can. I gathered some excellent pheasant meat during my morning hunt. You're going to love it. You went out hunting first thing in the morning. Someone must have been fired up. Parents are such wonderful people. Tell me about it. Say hi. That was delicious. I knew the meat would be fresh, but your garden-raised vegetables were delicious as well, Lady Schwarzer. That meal was the perfect balance of rustic and flavorful. And they weren't being stingy about the portions either. Ooh. Don't you just hate when people are stingy about the portions? I've never tasted a wild strawberry tart as fine as that. The tea afterwards was first-rate too. I actually think I might have eaten a bit too much. I'm just happy we could satisfy you all. Either way, we'll get out of your way now. But if there's anything you need, please don't hesitate to call on us. Thank you. I sure like to talk about the food without actually showing it. Sometimes they do show it. And, they don't actually eat it, but they show it sometimes. So, Major, now that I've got the chance to ask, there's just one thing I've been wondering. Why exactly did you call us here? All Principal Aurelia told us is that we're here for a special assignment. Whatever it is, it clearly concerns the RMP too. I understand your curiosity, and naturally, there's a good reason why you are the only class here. However, I'm afraid it is not my place to elaborate. Well, someone else will be telling us. Regardless, it will be a while longer before everything is ready. You haven't been home for 6 months, Reen, so why don't you take the chance to walk around Ymir while you wait? I imagine the rest of you would enjoy the opportunity to take in the sights too. Doesn't sound like a bad idea. Most of you have never been here before, so how about I show you all around? Must admit, that is rather tempting. But instructor, it's rare you're afforded the chance to come back here. There must be things you want to do without us. Yeah, we can show ourselves around, no problem. Yeah, show yourselves around. Go relax, snowboarding or something. Not like we're babies, We'll be alright on our own. Well, if you insist. Hey, I appreciate the sentiment, but it kind of stings to be shot down like that. But I guess I'll do what they say and see how everyone in Ymir is doing. We don't care about nobody in Ymir. Using Reen's bonds. Reen, the protagonist of the Trails of Cold Steel games, has formed bonds with many of those he met on his adventures. By carrying over Trails of Cold Steel 4 clear data, it is possible to carry those bonds over. But players who do not have clear data can choose which bonds formed here, or which bonds Reen formed here so that they can be reflected in the story. Interesting. Choose which character Reen formed a special bond with. Character you choose here will receive bonus link experience. I don't actually... Oh, I can't do that. I don't actually know who I chose in Trails of Cold Steel for. I'm not even sure what bonding event they're even talking about, but if I had to choose someone, it would be, you know, I think it was Muse. Just because she was like a crazy interesting character, but it's all about Sarah. Sarah is the best. Now choose which characters Reen reached the maximum bond level with. And choose as many characters as you wish. I feel like this is cheating. I feel like this is cheating. Elliot is my dog. Uses as a homie. I'm not even choosing characters that I think, like, I think Muse might have been one that I got max bond on. I think Ash was one. I have no idea about Crow. I'm just choosing Crow to choose Crow. Crow's dead, right? It's kind of suspicious that they put Crow here. I kind of just want to choose everybody just to be a suckafoo, but, you know, I won't do that. Emma. I'm pretty sure Yuna and Altina were not on that list. I found Altina's to be boring, I'm pretty sure. And Yuna, I think I just lost interest in anything Yuna was up to. I think Kurt was one of them, though. I mean, I think it's obvious I did not get max bond points with all these people, but I think these are the people that I'm going to choose. Reen's special someone gained link experience. Characters Reen formed a bond with gained link experience. So good to be back home. It's just a shame we won't be able to walk around here, just the two of us. It'd be nice to share a drink with Sarah someplace with a view. One of these days, I'm sure. Sarah's the bomb diggity. Anyway, I should get going. It might be worth checking in on the others if I run into them, too. Choose wisely? I mean, I could have chose everybody. I don't think there's nothing wise about choosing everybody. Oh, this is the room I was in. All right, so in every Trails of Cold Steel game, we have failed to meet Master Yun Kafai. This is the game. We're going to meet Master Yun Kafai in this game. I have decreed it, therefore it must be true. Oh, this is Elise's room. Jump on her bed with your shoes on.
Oh, nothing says I'm home quite like the clean taste of Ymir's air.
Clean air sure is nice. They still gave him this weird run animation. Or I guess jog. Lord Reen, you're home, eh? How are things at the school? Really busy as we prepare for the new school year, but super fulfilling. How are things going here, Leo? Same old, same old. You see how my wife is, right? Are you going to be sticking around for long? I'll handle all your orbment modifications and weapon upgrade needs. Thanks a lot. Oh, before I forget, have you heard that the Arcus 2 got an update? Yeah, the Reinford group got in touch with us. Here, the slots got a boost. Correct. You can strengthen them up to a 3rd stage now, allowing for the insertion of even more powerful quartz. I actually got a sample from the RF group. It's yours if you want to see how it works. After strengthening the slot with the Sepith, you should be able to plug the quartz in. Thank you for everything. No need for thanks. I'm just happy to see you again. Since you're home and all, make sure to get some R&R. Of course. We all know your lower legs are all that's moving when you're running and jogging. Well, if it isn't Reen, welcome back. Long time no see, Camilla. You look well. What's that? I look young and my complexion is perfect? You sweet talker. You really haven't changed. Aw, come now. That's not true. I've been in the rare item business lately. Speaking of which, have you heard about this? Blade? No. Vantage Masters? It's Lake Lord's newest fishing gear. I ordered way too many sets. And then, on top of that, they sent me new rods and parts as a bonus. Care to take them off my hands? Are you sure? Of course. I'm sure the stuff would be much better used in the hands of a knowledgeable fisherman like you. Well, this is a lot. Thank you so much. No need for thanks. I just like seeing you happy. I'll be running the shop as usual, so feel free to drop in whenever. Will do. Fishing, huh? It's starting to warm up a little, so it's the perfect time to cast a line in the mountain stream. I should give it a whirl once I have some free time. By the way, Reen, do you have a moment? What is it, Camilla? That girl looking at our stock over there is pretty cute. Is she your girlfriend? She's one of my students, actually. Ah, from your school. Certainly seemed quite close. You just walked in here. Figured you brought your girlfriend home with you. Well, we've been through heck and back together. I wonder who you'll bring home next. Someone from your class, or perhaps Princess Alphen? Camilla. You just buy a new fishing rod already? I just got one. Moonless Morn. Seeing as I'm missing chapter 1 and 2, it seems like I'm already behind, so I'm just not going to spend my money on that. So... So quartz do not carry, money and quartz do not carry over between routes. Interesting. 10 CP per enemy killed. That's... Are we going back to force being good, even though it's not force? High HP increases break damage. That is terrible. Critical damage for offensive arts. Stronger counterattacks after evading. Okay. Evades magic attacks. Increases damage to enemies and break state. Ugh. We got some terrible quartz up in here. Up in here. Let's see. Slot. Go Muse. I thought you gave me enough to... Oh, you gave me enough to do this with someone else, but... I guess we're gonna put that for you, because I can't put it on you. I don't even know if I'm gonna be using her. I would be way better on Muse. I seem to remember that it used to be percentages before. Like, it used to be flat amounts, I think, and then it was percentages, and then maybe it was flat amounts again? I don't remember. Looking to grab a souvenir. Yeah, for my family. Oh, and for Jessica and Luis, too. Or as well. This place sells all sorts of rare stuff. Kind of reminds me of Neo Suian Imports. They both carry Eastern goods, it's true. Since a lot of their stuff comes from the Republic, they were out of stock last year. But now things are finally back to normal. Thank goodness trade has recovered. Agreed. What is it, instructor? Nothing. I just thought you'd be more on edge today. You're surprisingly calm. I mean, today's the signing ceremony in Crossbell, yeah. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't thinking about it. There's a part of me that wants to be home for such a monumental occasion, but I'd feel kind of left out if I was the only one who didn't get to come to Ymir. I belong with Class 7. Yuna. By the way, I heard something from Randy. He told me you played a big part in Operation Liberate Crossbell last month. It wasn't that big of a deal. I just helped Lloyd and the others a teeny bit. Are you really okay with staying at the branch campus? It's the end of the school year, so you should have been able to transfer back to Crossbell like Randy. Heck, I bet they'd love to have you at the police academy again. So you want me gone, then? No, that's not what. I'm just messing with you. It's true that I regret not being able to properly graduate from the police academy, but right now, my time at the branch campus is even more important. Said it earlier, it's where I belong. I see. Anyway, everything I learned at Thor's is sure to be useful in the future, whether it's for myself or to help strengthen the relationship between Crossbell and the Empire. I'm going to be counting on you to teach me the good stuff, instructor. You have yourself a deal. Better get that brain of yours ready. Because it's about to go pop. Just like the weasel.
And there's the footbath. Sounds like just the thing after having such a hearty meal.
Sounds like Green's voice actor, his voice is, it's gone a little deeper. Enjoying the foot bath, you two? We certainly are. It must be wonderful having a place like this in the middle of your village. It's one of Ymir's biggest selling points, to be sure. If you don't mind, I think I might join you. Ah, this really warms you up. It truly does. I can feel all my fatigue just fading away, too. It's strange how effective it is, given how little of your body is actually inside of it. So what were the two of you talking about before I came over? You, actually. Me. Specifically, we were talking about that power of yours. The curse's influence completely disappeared as a result of the final rivalry, but your specific power still remains, correct? Yeah, the seed that originally gave it to me is gone, but the power itself has developed to the point where it's essentially its own thing now. Oh, but there's no need to worry. I've got it largely under control now. Largely. largely implies that there's still the possibility you may lose control of it. I can't deny that, but I'm devoting myself to making sure it doesn't happen. It isn't that we don't trust you. We simply don't trust your unfortunate habit of choosing to sacrifice yourself at the drop of a hat. I heard that the first time you lost control of your power was here in Ymir, because you were trying to protect Elise from a ferocious monster on the path behind the village. Who did you hear that from? Found out about that, huh? Still, I'm afraid that's just who I am. I can't promise that I won't endanger myself for those I care about again. And Elise isn't the only one that's true for. Your perspective is logical in theory, but those who make such sacrifices don't understand just how painful they can be for those they mean to protect, especially when they leave you completely alone. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bring that up. Besides, she came back in the end, so I have plenty of time to punish her for what she did. I'm sure you mean to thank her for what she did. Incorrect. On a not entirely dissimilar note, when will we be going on the date you promised me, instructor? Wait, what date? This is the first time I'm hearing of this. Because I never promised anything like that. Can't believe you would simply forget. You agreed to do it before our exams last month. It's almost time for the end of term exams. It's been a wild year, but I want each of you to prepare properly so you can show off the results of all your hard work. You in particular, Musei. No need to hide your talents anymore. I want you to give this everything you've got. Instructor, that's a tough ask. But if you promise to give me a reward, I might be able to make that happen. You really are a handful, but let's see. If you manage to take the #1 spot on the combined rankings with the main campus, I'll happily treat you to a meal. You walked into that one. Sure enough, she placed at the top of the rankings without breaking a sweat. Ada must have been furious at placing second. What can I say? Love triumphs over all.
So, I did what I promised I would. Instructor, don't you think I deserve a word of praise for my accomplishments?
Can't argue with that. Your motives are worth a raised eyebrow, but you did really well. So, well done, Musei. I'm proud of you.
You have no idea how it makes me feel to hear you say that.
And I suppose a promise is a promise. When we're done here in Ymir, ours, I'll make time for us to go for our meal. Is that acceptable? Yeah, I can hardly wait to spend a whole day with you and get dinner at the end. You're pretending to mishear me on purpose, aren't you? Those exams were a small price to pay to go on a date with the man of my dreams. I can place in any position you desire, from top again all the way down to the bottom. You can deliberately rank bottom. Well, luck would factor into that one, so I would have to say bottom 3 to be certain. It's like competing against one playing by entirely different rules. Coming in here has gotten rid of my physical fatigue, but my mental fatigue has really jumped up to take its place. I think I'm gonna get out. What about you two? We'll stay in here a little longer. We still have the issue of your obsession with your sister to discuss. Now I'm really leaving. Yeah, don't waste your time with these busters. Alright, so in the past, you would just have to sit here for like 1 billion years and wait for your CP to get up. But I believe you could skip this at, once upon a time. Oh, BP to maximum? Bruh. Fully charged assault gauge? Bruh. That's crazy. Alrighty. Ooh, looks like maybe snowboarding is a possibility. Go talk to the young Kurt. At the train station? Interesting. Never actually looked out over there. The scenery here is truly spectacular. It sure is. I've lived here most of my life, and I'm still not tired of it. It's just a shame it doesn't last all year. Once the snow's gone, that's it. Still, I'm sure it's just replaced by the equally unique beauty of another season. You're not wrong there. You're more than welcome to visit again in another season if you want to see. I'd like that very much. Did you once practice your swordsmanship here? Sort of. It was further up the mountain, to be specific. Master Kafai and I spent about a month living out in the wilderness while he trained me intensively. Interesting. I've heard the Arcade school does a similar thing. Perhaps it's an Eastern manner of training that the Arcades later adopted. It's true that Eastern martial arts emphasize becoming one with nature. But I think in my case, it was just because Master Kafai believed it to be effective. Securing food to eat and a place to sleep every day was hard enough, but sometimes he would even set monsters on me. Thinking back, I had to do some crazy stuff to make it through in one piece. And you're a glutton for punishment. I shudder to think of what you must have gone through. Ouch, is that how you see me? Forgive me, I didn't mean for it to come across quite so rudely. Still, perhaps I should try training in the mountains myself. I apologize if I'm assuming wrongly here, but are you feeling frustrated with your progress? Oh no, I'm not. No, I suppose you're right. I'm happy to lend an ear if there's something you want to talk about. Alright then. This isn't a new concern of mine, but it's something I was reminded of when we were introducing ourselves to your parents. Yuna and Altina have grown significantly since I first met them. And not just them, the same could be said of Ash, Muse, and the rest of the students at the Academy. They've all matured significantly in the years since we all enrolled. But then there's me. I don't feel like I've grown all that much at all. I continue to train every day. I do feel as though I'm improving. I'm just a little frustrated by the pace. I think you only feel that way because you're more capable than most. What do you mean? In other words, you expect more of yourself than most people do. When you put your bar for success so high, it's only natural it's going to be harder to surpass it. That's just reality. But that makes it sound as if I've got barely any room for improvement. That's definitely not the case. It's going to be more difficult for you to make significant progress than before, but you've been overcoming that for a while. Last year you faced off against Prince Cedric and overcame many trials before that. But you weren't content to rest on your laurels. In the 6 months since, you've never stopped working to better yourself. I think you're the only one who can't see how much progress you've made. As your instructor, I know better than anyone just how much you've improved. So have confidence in yourself, Kurt. Thank you, instructor. Of course, don't take that as me telling you to be content with how you are and to stop trying. Wouldn't dream of it. I have no intention of slowing my pace, at least not until I've surpassed you. Oh, sounds like I've got a good reason to keep bettering myself then. Well, I'm gonna get going, but we have the Phoenix Wings to ourselves today. I'd recommend you take the chance to relax in the hot springs while you have it. That sounds wonderful. Might stay here a moment to collect my thoughts and then head over. Imagine choosing Crow as your special person actually brings them back to life in this game. Otherwise it doesn't. I don't think... I don't recall Crow being on the list of, like, the special someone. Could be wrong. Kiki? I don't remember a Kiki. Lord Queen. Moritz. What's up, Gerald? Well, well, look who's back. Glad to see you're doing well, Reen. Likewise. You're in as good a mood as ever, Gerald. Or Gerald, I guess is probably how you pronounce his name. And I can see why. You've got quite a few customers for this time of year. It's got like 3 people in here. Yeah, right after the war ended, hardly anyone was coming in. Looks like things are finally getting back to normal. Since tensions between the neighboring nations have calmed down a bit, we're getting even more guests than usual. Nothing beats times of peace. You've got that right. Now then, since you're here and all, how about I teach you one of our recipes? I mean, one of your secret dishes. Are you sure about this, Gerald? Of course. You all use recipe books too, right? You jot down one of my specials, you'll be able to prepare it whenever you want. Here, help yourself. A recipe for one of my specials and the ingredients to whip it up. Tricolor onigiri. The ingredients as well. Really, this is much too kind. I don't get to see you as often as I'd like, so let me at least do this much. I know you're keeping plenty busy out there, but take care of yourself and make sure you're eating right. Of course, I'll take that to heart. About making food. You have the recipe and ingredients, you can cook food. And learn recipes by trying dishes at restaurants. You can also learn them from recipe books. By making superb dishes. Certain characters make a dish, they can make a superb dish that is different from the recipe. Depending on the dish you have them cook, they may also end up making something downright peculiar. Be sure to experiment with new party members. Okay. Man, it's been one thing to... This is the first Trails game in a long time where I just kind of go into this and I have no idea what I'm going to get myself into. I think Trails in the Sky the Third was another example of that. I guess Trails of Cold Steel 1 was a little bit of that too. But, oh, this is just Ash. Thought we were going to go snowboarding. But, yeah, like... We have 2 different routes, one in Crossbell, one with Reen. It's like, where is this game going to go, and how is it going to go there? What are you up to over here, Ash? Nothing much, just wandering around. But man, there sure is a lot of snow left down this way. Well, we don't generally use this path. Well, there's no point in removing any of the snow that builds up here. It just stays until it melts. Guess it makes sense if you've got the cable car anyway. Something on your mind? Kinda. A while back, I heard someone talking about a sport you can basically only do on a snowy mountain. Just can't remember the name, though. Snowboarding? That's the one. Heard something about using a special board to ride all the way down to the bottom of the mountain. I figured there's gotta be enough snow here to do it, right? Though I'm thrilled that you're so interested in snowboarding, that would be a really bad idea. Why? Gonna tell me, ooh, Ash, most of the snow's already melted. You're gonna die a horrible death or something. Well, screw that. Life's no fun without a bit of risk. To be fair, you did hit most of what I was gonna say, but yeah, there's no chance I'll let you snowboard in this. Lame. If you really want to give snowboarding a try, though, you're more than welcome to come back here in the winter. I'll even teach you myself. I'd surpass you in no time flat. You better recognize, sucker. I'd like to see you try. That's what I'm talking about. Get some confidence in you, Reem. Well, you know I'm at the top of the leaderboards for every course here. Man, when you get hooked on something, you really do get hooked, huh? But don't forget, I'm from Raquel. I grew up gambling to put food on the table. There ain't a game I can't win. I'm not afraid to embarrass you on your own turf. Well, that sounds like a challenge to me. Can't wait to see who comes out on top. Just remember that you're not allowed to bet anything on the outcome unless we do it after you graduate. You and your darn rules.
I've gotten so used to spring everywhere else that the cold here's got me feeling like it's still winter. Think I might take that advice I gave to Kurt and soak in the hot spring.
Going in the hot spring? Your name is Purple. Will they let me leave? Nope. I've got no reason to go over here. How about I'm Reen Sucklefu Schwarzer? That's enough reason for me. Stop exploring the village and take a dip in the hot springs? It's like someone got here before me. Maybe it's Kurt.
Major? I'm sorry. I wouldn't have come in if I'd known you were here.
Is that you, Reen? Why don't you come into the water? You must be cold standing there. We haven't had a chance to talk in quite some time.
True. We're long overdue for a talk. Well, if you're comfortable with it, then I'd love to.
Dad mentioned how the RMP must be really busy now. How are you holding up? You aren't overworking yourself, are you? Thank you for your concern, but please put that worry out of your mind. My work sometimes comes with unexpected benefits, like being able to visit the hot springs here, for instance. I suppose that is true. The RMP is being restructured and having its military capacity downsized at the same time, so I can't deny that I am busy. But that's true for so many others right now. I don't think I have a right to complain. What do you mean by being restructured? Does this relate to how the RMP and the Intelligence Division don't answer directly to the government anymore? Yes, because of that, we aren't going to have the kind of freedom we used to. But I believe that we'll still be able to protect the people of Erebonia in a different way than the Army, like before. You see, the RMP isn't being rolled into the Army though, right? Correct, although that possibility was being considered at one point. In the end, it didn't happen thanks in part to General Van Dyke and the Provisional Government head Regnans. It's not impossible that it could lead to a power struggle in the future, unfortunately. But I believe the Empire needs something with a chain of command separate from the Army that can serve as a deterrent. To avoid power gathering in one place again, you mean? Exactly. Thors and its graduates, myself included, are expected to serve as another kind of deterrent as well. The reason being that the school's students and teachers alike exert influence in various fields and have all kinds of connections. Is this going to be the Ebon, whatever they're called? Ebon soldiers? I see. As someone charged with helping raise the next generation of Thor students, I suddenly feel even more pressure. As you should. We're all counting on you.
By the way, Reen.
Yes?
This feels very overdue, but I wanted to thank you.
For what?
For all you did during the rivalries. For all you did for Milliam. For facing me head on. And for granting His Excellency's true wish. Mere words feel woefully insufficient given all you've done. But I also didn't want my gratitude to go unspoken.
That's very kind, but you really didn't have to. I was just doing what I wanted to do. And I couldn't have done it alone.
That's about what I expected you'd say.
This might sound kind of sappy, but I feel like it was worth it all just to see you smile again.
You really are oblivious to how you sound sometimes. Jokes and thanks aside, there's something I wanted to ask you too.
What is it?
Are you truly happy right now, Reen?
Of course I am. Busy, certainly. But I am happy. I still can't believe we made it through the Great Twilight. We even got Crow and Milliam back. I was hoping there was a way we wouldn't lose them, obviously. But deep down, I had already given up and braced for the inevitable. It wasn't without some goodbyes. But it's all over now. And I can still be with everyone I care about. Which includes you, of course. The joy I feel about that hasn't gone anywhere.
I'm glad to hear that. Still, there's a difference between being happy over something and you yourself being happy. You went through a lot during the Great Twilight, including having to say farewell to your father. Despite living in fear you would disappear or lose your friends, you came out the other side with victory in hand. You, Reen, persevered to save us all. And I can believe that's made you happy, yes. As much as I can believe that happiness continues to cast a punishing shadow over you. Am I wrong?
I'm speechless. You really can see right through me. You're right. I'm still not sure how to handle the happiness I feel. I know it's there. I'm just not sure how to truly accept it. All the people who died on the first day of the war did so because I made the Great Twilight happen. Do I even deserve to be happy when they can't be? Or forgiven for what I did?
It may not be my place to say this, but I think you're the only one who can decide that.
I suppose you're right.
I know how you feel, because I'm in exactly the same position. You were concerned earlier that I might be overworking myself. For me, I'm just trying to atone for my sins by throwing myself into my work.
Major, that can't be good for...
Don't worry. I can calculate how far I can go as well as any number. I'm taking care not to cross the line into self-sacrifice. It's tempting, though. Every time I achieve something to make Erebonia's future better or see you and Milliam's smiling faces, I get a little closer to forgiving myself. It's not something I can do overnight. It's every moment I can justify forgiveness, no matter how small it is, that gets me one step closer. As long as I don't falter, I'm sure I'll be able to like myself again one day.
That's a mature way of going about it.
Far from it. I'm duplicitous to a fault.
I wonder if I
don't think my approach will work for you. You're much too sincere to go tricking yourself into feeling anything other than how you feel. I know it won't be easy for you. Just, I hope you can let yourself be happy.
Easier said than done, I'm afraid.
Maybe. But if you let it elude you forever, I'll always be one good deed short of being able to fully forgive myself.
What am I even supposed to say to that?
I did call myself duplicitous.
Akafu. What's up, Smiggy? At any rate, you'll catch colds just standing around like that, you know? Why don't the three of you come and join us in the water? I suspected we wouldn't be able to evade your notice. For what it's worth, I did feel kind of guilty listening in. Yeah, this has happened so many times, and you keep doing it. We didn't hear all of your conversation, though. Please don't worry on that count. It's on me for not watching what I said in a public place. Instructor Claire really is amazing. All I end up doing is letting our instructor listen to my problems. I couldn't possibly help with his. You okay, Yuna? I suspect she's thinking about how much she would like to wash her back, much like I once did. As if I was thinking such a, wait, you did what now? How untoward of both of you. Listen, you aren't going to deny the allegations, I see. Listen, there was a very good reason for what happened. After Reen was taken to task for his past transgressions, Kurt and Ash came to join everyone in the spring. The group then enjoyed a relaxing time together, letting the soothing waters melt their stresses away, if only for a moment. And then the Fire Nation attacked. That felt amazing. I'm jealous you've had a place like this so close by all your life, Instructor. Yeah, I get why he's so addicted to hot springs now. I knew you'd all come to understand in time. Well, if everyone's sufficiently rested, I think it's about time we departed. Are you all ready? You mean, here it comes. I take it you're finally going to enlighten us as to why we were summoned here. We're going out to the valley, I assume. Correct. Please follow me. You'll have all your answers soon enough. Alright, party member, equip, quartz, all that other good stuff. You can also change your team in battle by using that. Switching. I wonder why they're showing me this. It's not like you can swap over to Reen before all of that. Let me get everybody's CP up. Hey, Smiggy, thank you very much for the 39 months. Skip that. All right. There is some stuff that I want to see. All right, we do still have access to spirit unification. This I did not expect. Black Tortoise. Raging Fire. Arcane Gale. Interesting. You have Arcane Gale. Waning Crescent Slash. True Crimson Slash. It's been a little bit, but removes positive effects. Really? Okay. Why does she have two? Warhammer. Alright. You have two as well. I'm guessing Ragnar Strike is going to upgrade someday. Ooh, Claire is in my party. I definitely gotta see her orders. If I remember correctly, in Trails of Cold Steel 3, Claire's orders allowed you to get infinite amount of turns. The only downside was that she was in your party for such a low amount of time, like there was no bosses or anything like that you could fight with her in the party, that it didn't really matter. I'm guessing, they're not gonna give us that again. Then again, she is gonna attack us after a while. Thunderbolt. I remember Thunderbolt being good. Was it 3 BB? I don't know. Alright, detect. Reenact. Heal. Bullet reflect. Cures KO ailments and status down. Penta shot. EP cost minus 60%. All stats down for 4 turns. Okay. This is a very interesting thing to give Ash, because most other characters, you know, they're trading HP for a certain amount of CP, and Ash is just like, I'm gonna get a strength buff and I'm gonna get CP for no downside. What you gonna do about it? Alright, Kaleido Force, Mortal Mirage, Frigid Rain, Concentration. It looks, if I remember correctly, it wasn't called Infinity Order, and I think the BP cost was 3, which was the reason why you could go infinite with her. But with a cost of 5, that's not possible. Someone else had an Accelerate for the cost of 5. Who was it? Was it Aurelia? I don't remember. You got to play so many characters in Trails of Cold Steel 4. It's tough to remember them all. Anyways, let's put in you in the party. We'll make that swap. Tactics. Link with you. All right, I think I need to mark. We're gonna mark real quick. We're gonna go bust out some suckers.